Chapter 31. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Give the Midianites punishment for the wrong they did to the children of Israel, and after that you will go to rest with your people." So Moses said to the people, "Let men from among you be armed for war to put into effect against Midian the Lord's punishment on them. From every tribe of Israel send 1,000 to the war." So from the thousands of Israel 1,000 were taken from every tribe, 12,000 men armed for war. And Moses sent them out to war, 1,000 from every tribe, and with them Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, taking in his hands the vessels of the holy place and the horns for sounding the note of war. And they made war on Midian, as the Lord gave orders to Moses, and they put to death every male. They put the kings of Midian to death with the rest, Evi and Rechan and Zur and Hur and Reba, the 5 kings of Midian, and Balaam, the son of Beor, they put to death with the sword. The women of Midian with their little ones the children of Israel took prisoner, and all their cattle and flocks and all their goods they took for themselves, and after burning all their towns and all their tent circles, they went away with the goods they had taken, man and beast. And the prisoners and the goods and everything they had taken, they took to Moses and Eleazar the priest and the people of Israel, to the tent circle in the lowlands of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. Then Moses and Eleazar the priest and the chiefs of the people went out to them before they had come into the tent circle. And Moses was angry with the chiefs of the army, the captains of thousands and the captains of hundreds who had come back from the war. And Moses said to them, "Why have you kept all the women safe?" It was these who, moved by Balaam, were the cause of Israel's sin against the Lord in the question of Peor, because of which disease came on the people of the Lord. So now put every male child to death, and every woman who has had sex relations with a man. But all the female children who have had no sex relations with men, you may keep for yourselves. You yourselves will have to keep outside the tent circle for 7 days, any one of you who has put any person to death or come near a dead body, and on the 3rd day and on the 7th day make yourselves and your prisoners clean. And every bit of clothing, and anything made of leather or goat's hair or wood, you are to make clean. Then Eleazar the priest said to the men of war who had been to the fight, "This is the rule of the law which the Lord has given to Moses, but gold and silver and brass and iron and tin and lead, and anything which may be heated, is to go through the fire and be made clean, but in addition it is to be put in the water of cleaning, and anything which may not go through the fire is to be put in the water. And on the 7th day, after washing your clothing, you will be clean, and then you may come into the tent circle." And the Lord said to Moses, "Get an account of everything which was taken in the war, of man and of beast, you and Eleazar the priest and the heads of families of the people, and let division be made of it into 2 parts, one for the men of war who went out to the fight, and one for all the people, and from the men of war who went out let there be offered to the Lord one out of every 500, from the persons, and from the oxen and asses and the sheep. Take this from their part and give it to Eleazar the priest as an offering to be lifted up to the Lord. And from the part given to the children of Israel, take one out of every 50, from the persons, and from the oxen and asses and the sheep, and give it to the Levites who have the care of the house of the Lord." So Eleazar and Moses did as the Lord had given orders to Moses. Now the beasts taken, in addition to what the fighting men took for themselves, were 675,000 sheep, and 72,000 oxen, and 61,000 asses, and 32,000 persons, that is, women who had never had sex relations with a man. And the half given as their part to the men who went to the war, was 337,500 sheep, of which the Lord's part was 675. The number of oxen was 36,000, of which the Lord's part was 72. The number of asses was 30,500, of which the Lord's part was 61. And the number of persons was 16,000, of which the Lord's part was 32 persons. And Moses gave the Lord's part, lifted up as an offering, to Eleazar the priest, as the Lord had given orders to Moses. and from the half given to the children of Israel, which Moses had kept separate from that given to the fighting men. Now the people's half was 337,500 sheep, and 36,000 oxen, and 30,500 asses, and 16,000 persons. Even from the children of Israel's half, Moses took one out of every 50, men and beasts, and gave them to the Levites who had the care of the house of the Lord, as the Lord gave orders to Moses. Then the men in authority over the thousands of the army, the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, came to Moses, and said to him, Your servants have taken note of the number of all the fighting men under our orders, and every one is present, and we have here an offering for the Lord from what every man took in the war, ornaments of gold, leg chains and arm rings, finger rings, earrings, and neck ornaments, to make our souls free from sin before the Lord. So Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold from them, even all the worked ornaments, and the gold which the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds gave, as an offering to be lifted up before the Lord, came to 16,750 shekels. For every man of the army had taken goods for himself in the war. Then Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold given by the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, and took it into the tent of meeting, to be a sign in memory of the children of Israel before the Lord. Chapter 32. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a great number of cattle, and when they saw that the land of Yazar and the land of Gilead was a good place for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and said to Moses and to Eleazar the priest and to the chiefs of the meeting, at Aroth, and Dibon, and Yazar, and Nimrah, and Heshbon, and Eleleh, and Sabam, and Nebo, and Beon, the land which the Lord gave into the hands of the children of Israel, is a land for cattle, and your servants of cattle. And they said, With your approval, let this land be given to your servants as their heritage, do not take us over Jordan. And Moses said to the children of Gad and the children of Reuben, Are your brothers to go to the war, while you take your rest here? Why would you take from the children of Israel the desire to go over into the land which the Lord has given them? So did your fathers, when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up to the valley of Eshcol, and saw the land, they took from the children of Israel the desire to go into the land which the Lord had given them. And at the time the Lord was moved to wrath, and made an oath, saying, Truly, not one of the men of 20 years old and over who came out of Egypt will see the land which I gave by oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because they have not been true to me with all their heart, but only Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, because they have been true to the Lord. Then the Lord was angry with Israel, and he made them wanderers in the wasteland for 40 years, till all that generation who had done evil in the eyes of the Lord was dead. And now you have come to take the place of your fathers, another generation of sinners, increasing the wrath of the Lord against Israel. For if you are turned away from him, he will send them wandering again in the wasteland, and you will be the cause of the destruction of all this people. Then they came to him, and said, We will make safe places for our cattle here, and towns for our little ones, but we ourselves will be ready armed to go before the children of Israel till we have taken them to their place, but our little ones will be safe in the walled towns against the people of the land. We will not come back to our houses till every one of the children of Israel has come into his heritage. For we will not have our heritage with them on the other side of Jordan and forward, because our heritage has come to us on this side of Jordan to the east. Then Moses said to them, If you will do this, arming yourselves to go before the Lord to the war, every armed man of you going across Jordan before the Lord till he has overcome and sent in flight all who are against him, and the land is under the rule of the Lord, then after that you may come back, having done no wrong to the Lord and to Israel, and this land will be yours for your heritage before the Lord. But if you do not do this, then you are sinners against the Lord, and you may be certain that your sin will have its reward. So get to work building your towns for your little ones, and safe places for your sheep, and do as you have said. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben said to Moses, Your servants will do as my Lord says. Our little ones, our wives, and our flocks, and all our cattle, will be there in the towns of Gilead, but your servants will go over, every man armed for war, before the Lord to the fight, as my Lord says." So Moses gave orders about them to Eleazar the priest and to Joshua, the son of Nun, and to the heads of families of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said to them, "If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben go with you over Jordan, every man armed for the fight before the Lord, and all the land is given into your hands, then let them have the land of Gilead for a heritage. But if they do not go over with you armed, they will have to take their heritage with you in the land of Canaan." Then the children of Gad and the children of Reuben said, "As the Lord has said to your servants, so will we do. We will go over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, and you will give us our heritage on this side of Jordan." So Moses gave to them, even to the children of Gad and the children of Reuben and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, king of Bashan, all the land with its towns and the country round them. And the children of Gad were the builders of Dibon and Ataroth and Aroer, and Atroth-Shophan and Yazer and Jogbeah, and Beth-Nimrah and Beth-Haran, walled towns and shut-in places for sheep. And the children of Reuben were the builders of Heshbon and Eleleh and Kiriath-Haim, and Nebo and Baal-Meon, their names being changed, and Sibmah, and they gave other names to the towns they made. And the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead and took it, driving out the Amorites who were living there. And Moses gave Gilead to Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he made it his living place. And Yair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the towns of Gilead, naming them Havoth-Yair. And Nobah went and took Kenath and its small towns, naming it Nobah, after himself. Chapter 33. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, when they went out of the land of Egypt and their armies, under the direction of Moses and Aaron. And the stages of their journey on their way out were put down in writing by Moses at the order of the Lord. These are the stages of their journey and the way they went. On the 15th day of the first month they went out from Ramesses. On the day after the Passover the children of Israel went out by the power of the Lord before the eyes of all the Egyptians, while the Egyptians were placing in the earth the bodies of their sons on whom the Lord had sent destruction, and their gods had been judged by him. So the children of Israel went from Ramesses and put up their tents in Succoth. And they went on from Succoth and put up their tents in Etham on the edge of the wasteland. And from Etham, turning back to Pi-hahiroth which is before Baal-Zephon, they put up their tents before Migdal. And journeying on from before Hahiroth, they went through the sea into the wasteland. They went 3 days' journey through the wasteland of Etham and put up their tents in Marah. And from Marah they went on to Elim, and in Elim there were 12 water springs and 70 palm trees, and they put up their tents there. And they went on from Elim and put up their tents by the Red Sea. Then from the Red Sea they went on and put up their tents in the wasteland of Sin. And they went on from the wasteland of Sin, and put up their tents in Dophkah. And they went on from Dophkah, and put up their tents in Elush. And they went on from Elush, and put up their tents in Rephidim, where there was no drinking water for the people. And they went on from Rephidim, and put up their tents in the wasteland of Sinai. And they went on from the wasteland of Sinai and put up their tents in Kibroth-Hattaavah. And they went on from Kibroth-Hattaavah, and put up their tents in Hazeroth. And they went on from Hazeroth, and put up their tents in Rithmah. And they went on from Rithmah, and put up their tents in Rimmon-Peres. And they went on from Rimmon-Peres, and put up their tents in Libnah. And they went on from Libnah, and put up their tents in Rissah. And they went on from Rissah, and put up their tents in Kehelatha. And they went on from Kehelatha, and put up their tents in Mount Shepher. And they went on from Mount Shepher, and put up their tents in Harada. And they went on from Harada, and put up their tents in Makaloth. And they went on from Makaloth, and put up their tents in Tahath. And they went on from Tahath, and put up their tents in Terah. And they went on from Terah, and put up their tents in Mithkah. And they went on from Mithkah, and put up their tents in Hashmonah. And they went on from Hashmonah, and put up their tents in Mosroth. And they went on from Mosroth, and put up their tents in Ben-Ajacan. And they went on from Ben-Ajacan, and put up their tents in Hor-Haggidgid. And they went on from Hor-Haggidgid, and put up their tents in Jotbatha. And they went on from Jotbatha, and put up their tents in Abrona. And they went on from Abrona, and put up their tents in Ezion-Geber. And they went on from Ezion-Geber, and put up their tents in the wasteland of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they went on from Kadesh, and put up their tents in Mount Hor, on the edge of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up into the mountain at the order of the Lord, and came to his death there, in the 40th year after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt, in the 5th month, on the 1st day of the month. Aaron was 123 years old at the time of his death in Mount Hor. And news of the coming of the children of Israel came to the king of Arad, the Canaanite, who was living in the south in the land of Canaan. And from Mount Hor they went on, and put up their tents in Zalmunna. And they went on from Zalmunna, and put up their tents in Punon. And they went on from Punon, and put up their tents in Aboth. And they went on from Aboth, and put up their tents in Abarim at the edge of Moab. And they went on from Eam, and put up their tents in Dibon-Gad. And from Dibon-Gad they went on, and put up their tents in Almon-Diblathaim. And from Almon-Diblathaim they went on, and put up their tents in the mountains of Abarim, before Nebo. And they went on from the mountains of Abarim, and put up their tents in the lowlands of Moab by Jordan at Jericho, planting their tents by the side of Jordan from Beth Jeshimoth as far as Abel Shittim in the lowlands of Moab. And in the lowlands of Moab by Jordan at Jericho, the Lord said to Moses, "Say to the children of Israel, when you go over Jordan into the land of Canaan, see that all the people of the land are forced out from before you, and put to destruction all their pictured stones, and all their metal images, and all their high places, and take the land for yourselves, for your resting place, for to you I have given the land as your heritage. And you will take up your heritage in the land by the decision of the Lord, to every family its part, the greater the family the greater its heritage, and the smaller the family the smaller will be its heritage. Wherever the decision of the Lord gives to any man his part, that will be his. Distribution will be made to you by your fathers' tribes. But if you are slow in driving out the people of the land, then those of them who are still there will be like pinpoints in your eyes and like thorns in your sides, troubling you in the land where you are living. And it will come about that as it was my purpose to do to them, so I will do to you.